There's a book that's been banned, and I mean, it's around now for the most part, easy to find, called The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. And in that book, I have one of my heroes. Mr. Holden Morrissey Caulfield, who is 16 years old, a troubled kid, clearly suffering for some kind of mental disorder. He gets kicked out of school, and the anticipation of knowing that his parents are going to find out, and everything that comes along with that, fight or flight, Holden jets, takes off, he's got to go. So he runs away for 2 days. He's not coming back. He's going to fight or change the world. And in those 2 days, Holden learns and realizes a lot of things that most of us will never learn in our entire life. And that's, we're not who we want to be or who we think we should be. It's that we are who we are. No matter what actions, traumatic, purposely, inadvertently, accidentally have happened, they've made you and me and Holden who we are. Holden suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, I believe. And the anticipation and dread of knowing that something is going to happen, whether good or bad, to change it from the way it might be then, especially if that way is just okay. It is brutal. Even if something good happens, the dread that led up to it happening makes the good not good anymore. And a lot of people don't understand that. So, Holden was kicked out of school one time. I was kicked out of school 4 times. I can relate. This kid believes in love. He believes in eye for an eye. And that eye for an eye was greatly misinterpreted by people who did awful things with copies of this book on them and in their possession, that led to this book being, for the most part, buried. It's, I think, the 14th best-selling book of all time. Only, the Harry Potter and Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe and Alice in Wonderland and the Bible have outsold this book. So if you remove Harry Potter and a few others, you have the Bible and The Catcher in the Rye. And there's a reason for that. It's because people can relate. You, me, anyone watching this video, everyone we know can relate to Holden Caulfield. There's no mistake about that. I know a lot of people don't read. Audible's becoming pretty popular. I beg you, listen to this book. See if you can find the Holden in you, whether you're boy or girl. There's Holden in you, trust me. So for people like me who suffer from depression, anxiety, traumatic events, devastating loss, we see Holden in ourselves and ourselves in Holden. Holden didn't believe anyone should suffer. All he wanted to do was to catch other kids like himself from going over the edge. He wanted to catch them in the rye so they wouldn't be blinded by the rainbows and the weekend vibes that you put on your pictures, your filters to make you something that you're not, other than phony. And that word's used a bunch in that book. No one goes undefeated. No one. I don't. You don't. If you woke up today and think that you're undefeated, then you have on those blinders that won't allow you to catch someone before they go over the edge. It won't even allow you to try to catch someone before they go over the edge. And that's all he wanted to do. He wanted to make sure that someone else didn't end up like him. Now, by those people doing those heinous, violent acts, evil acts with this book, that in itself defeated J.D. Salinger. He never published another book. He supposedly wrote for many years, but he never published another book. J.D. Salinger was defeated by someone else's actions and interpretation of his words. And when you write, you leave it open to interpretation for the most part. You know, it's kind of the point. There's a little bit of vagueness and a little bit of room for you to try to get into the psyche of Holden Caulfield. But one of the greatest literary works of our time, and one of the most brilliant minds that ever put a typewriter to use, was defeated. And so that leads to someone like me and some of you who suffer from anxiety, depression, all those things. We know we're not going to go undefeated. We realize that, and by doing that, things become so much more clear, even if they're unattainable. If that makes any sense. Like, it's easy to see your goals, not just dream about them, but to see them. But it's so hard to actually get over the hump, so to speak. And that hump is the PTSD. It crawls under your skin. It gets in your bones. The strength of its talons is so fucking brutal that it just shreds you and no one even notices. And maybe it's not their job to notice. But why be so phony and so blind that you don't even reach your arms out to even catch someone blindly? Just hell, Stevie Wonder caught a fucking microphone stand and he's supposedly blind. I mean, mental health doesn't get the attention that it should. It gets labeled with stigmas and as being weak and weak-minded, and you know, you get what you're asked for and blah 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 blah. There's supposedly a time and a place for everything. That's bullshit. That's only because that everything has already fucking happened, and that's a fact. It's okay to use your brain. It's okay to be you. It's okay to ask yourself questions. It's okay for you to self-examine. It's okay for you to try to catch someone else. Even if you fail fucking miserably, we don't know if Holden failed because J.D. Salinger lost him. He lost him to other people who took his soul away and manipulated it and trashed it. So, the point in this is that read a book, read that book, listen to that book on Audible, give Holden a chance to see how much of you might be in him and see how much of him might be in you. He might teach you a thing or two. Don't ever tell anybody anything. If you do, you will start to miss everybody.